What's up, guys? It's driftnlifts here. Alright, so today I'm going to be taking you guys on a little adventure with me. I got the new clutch installed in the Flintstone wagon, and I got insurance on it now. So yeah, I'm daily driving it. And I'm just waiting for my buddy Aaron to be able to weld the diff on it, and then I'll actually be able to film some sweet drift videos with it. But I think today we're actually going to film some drift videos with the open diff and stuff. So I'm just going over to my buddy Scott's house, and we're going to be cutting the springs on his 740 turbo. So I'll film that. I'm just filming this video with my iPhone, so it's not going to be edited or anything. It's just going to be clip after clip. And yeah, I'm going to take you guys with me and come for the ride. So hope you like the video. Almost 400,000 kilometers, and it almost starts like first turn essentially. Watch this. I don't know, I feel like some of the Volvos I've owned, it takes like 1, 2, 3, then it starts. But this one, I literally, the first turn, it's just like, starts, so it's kind of cool. I feel like, I don't know what that indicates, but yeah, she's good. So, we're gonna go for a cruise. Maybe I'll do some high-speed WOT pulls in the 100 horsepower NA wagon. Okay guys, I'm gonna try a WOT pull first to second in the thing. So I'm gonna try to film and shift at the same time. It's gonna be kind of tough, but all right, we're in first gear, second, fuck, she's slow. Oh. There's like a guy in a Jeep behind me, and I don't think he was even close to full throttle, and he was like keeping up, not even meaning to. But all I care about is it's enough horsepower to drift. So I'm not really looking to set any Texas mile records in this thing, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll continue our cruise on the way to Scott's house. Alright guys, so we just rolled up to Scott's here. Here's Scott, here's Todd, and Todd actually just brought his super low kilometer 760 over, and it fucking, geez, how many kilometers on this thing? 102,000 kilometers. That's like, that's as low as you're gonna get. Dude, it's so nice in here. Holy cow, that's craziness.
It's like the cleanest Volvo I've ever seen.
Wow. That's like super clean.
Look at those power seats.
Look at them. 760 luxury. This is an expensive car back in the day. Look at that. It's got, like it's got some like some custom sparkle in the fuel gauge.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Dude, the 760 dash is really interesting actually. Yeah. Right on, sweet. Yeah, so here's Scott's car. Pretty conventional automatic 740 turbo sedan.
Did the full rear gut today.
Oh, we did the full rear gut today. Nice. Oh yeah, we're good. Sweet. So yeah, today we're gonna cut the springs on Scott's car. And you guys have asked me this like many times, and I've never actually filmed how I cut the springs on these cars. So finally, I'm gonna actually do that. And try not to cringe, because it's kind of not safe the way I do it. But we don't have spring compressors to actually take the springs out, so we just hack them in there. The first cut is always the most scary because you get a pop. But so far I still have my eyeballs, so we'll leave it that way. Alright, so obviously the first step to cutting your springs is jacking the car up. I mean, you could try to cut the spring with the car just sitting there, but that might not end well for your face. So yeah, that's all. And you don't even really need to take off the wheel. I mean, you can if you want, but oh, we're black. There we go. Yeah, so basically, guys, we're just gonna count springs. So from here to here would be 1 spring. Cutting right there would be 2 springs. And cutting right there would be 3 springs, obviously. So in Scott's situation here, we're going to do 2 springs to start. I usually do 3 springs in the front and like 3.5 in the rear. But honestly, that basically sits it on the bump stops, so your ride quality is going to be pretty shitty and really bouncy. I'll go the other way. So yeah, for now we're just going to do 2 in the front, 3 in the back, and you know, if he wants to do more and sit it right on his titties, then he can. But it's always good to play it by caution at first. So yeah, we're going to bust up the grinder and see what we can do. So yes, as we're looking at this, the wheels turned and we got tons of room to cut it. So Scott is going to cut not here, but here for 2 coils. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and watch him do that.
It's scary, bro.
Yeah, it is. And there it goes. Are you dead?
I'm dead.
Alright, so now the next step. That's the first one. Okay, so laugh at me if you want, but the way we're gonna get, so he cut the spring. Now there's this segment of spring right here that we need to get removed, but it's kind of wedged in there, right? So we're just basically gonna cut it again. We're gonna pull it out there and cut it again, then that's gonna bring it into 2 halves and we're gonna be able to kind of just pull them out. So we'll see how that goes. He's almost through. Okay, so now guys, we have our main spring that we want to stay in here, and then we have these 2 floppy springs. So you kind of swivel them out, come down there, and there we go. There's one segment, and it's kind of like a puzzle. Kind of just get them out of here. You guys are gonna make so much fun of me for doing this. Unsubscribe, drifts and lifts. Fucking retard. Whoops, I can't swear, it's YouTube. Sorry. Sorry, YouTube. Alright, what am I doing here? What am I doing with my life? Good God.
That one's going there pretty good.
I think I have to bring this one up in its rightful spot. Well, okay. I'm just gonna not film this so I don't look like an idiot. Alright guys, so here, let's straighten out the steering wheel. Oh, it's locked. Never mind. Sure, we'll straighten her out. And we're going to set it down on the ground and see how much 2 springs on this side did. Cool, that's good. Ready? Very good. There we go. It's not a bad ride. Hey, it's not super low. The wagon's like a little bit lower. Nah, whatever. Worst case, we can do another little bit. There's no spring tension if you cut it again. So it's always just the first cut that's the scariest because there's going to be a pop. But I've done it like probably like a good 15 cars now, and so far so good. So yeah, we're going to move on to the other side, and then the back, when we do that, that's a lot easier. There's barely any spring tension when you drop the axle down, and you only have to make 1 cut because the spring will just come right out. So yeah. Man, look at the stock steering angle on a 740. Like, that's pretty fucking good. I mean, there's not many cars that have this much steering angle from the factory. Like a Toyota Soarer or any of the Lexus stuff, or E30s are pretty good, and so are 240SXs, but the Volvo still gets it by a degree or 2. So here we go, next spring.
I'm alive.
There we go. Scott is still alive after that. And yeah, now we got 1 or 2 more cuts to go. But honestly, like, sitting here cutting it 3 times is a lot quicker than pulling the whole strut out, putting spring compressors on it, you know, reassembling it and stuff like that. So that's the reason I do it like this, is because I am a lazy bastard. But it works. There she goes. Cut number 2. What's up? Alright, so we checked out 2 springs, and Scott wants it a little bit lower, so he's going another half a spring. So total 2.5 springs off the front, and once he puts it down, we're gonna see what it looks like. Alright guys, so that is 2.5 coils in the front. We'll walk over to the other side. There we go. So 2.5 coils in the front. I like that. That's not too excessively slammed, and there's like at least, like, you know, an inch of wheel gap for the suspension to travel if you hit a bump. And yeah, so we're gonna go to the back now, and we're gonna chop about 3 coils off the back, and it should sit it right where we want it.
It needs to be cleaned, but I want to put the bumper
Kieran rolled up, and with his 740 SE. Look at this Volvo collection that we got going here. Cole's, Todd's, my wagon, Scott's, Kieran's car. We got 5 Volvos. Only 2 of them are manual transmission. Okay. Are they through? Alrighty, so we actually finished it and forgot to film cutting the rear springs. But the rear springs are super easy to cut, so you know, you don't even really need to. It's just boom, you pick how many springs you want, and in this case we did almost 3, so it's like 2.75 in the rear, and that's what it looks like. So 2.5 in the front and 2 3/4 in the rear. So there you go, that's kind of the finished product of cutting your springs the jankiest way possible. Do you hear that? Is that a Massey Ferguson tractor? Or an old Ford tractor? John Deere maybe? I'm not even too sure. Oh, Volvo? Oh, it's a Volvo, what the? Oh wow. Oh, it's turboed. Crazy. Dude, it's turbo. You know this guy has a turbo? That's nuts. Yeah. So, Scott's car is a good budget, 740, and seems to be running pretty good now. After the idle air control valve delete. It was running it wasn't running very good, and then we deleted that and then set the throttle body open a little bit, and it seems to be a lot better. So this thing should be a good car. 330,000 kilometers. We're gonna go for a little rip in it right now, I think. Holy fuck.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, dude. This car's healthy. Stock red block. You know, honestly, with 2.5 springs in the front and 2 3/4 in the rear, it actually rides pretty good still. Maybe a little on the floppy side still, but some good stiff sway bars would help that. She's good.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
The block's like open.
That's more cylinders than the car came with. Okay, let's huck this corner. Do a double check, no people. Whoa! That's an opening diff. Okay guys, so it looks like, I don't know, it's really tough with my car with the open diff. It's not really wanting, once I transfer and it opens up, it really just straightens the car out. So I'm just gonna wait till I get a welded diff in this thing. It'll be a lot more fun. In the meantime, I'm gonna open up the back hatch and Scott is gonna sit in the back and he's gonna film out, and we're basically gonna film Cole from this view and he's gonna drift. So yeah. Alright guys, so I think this is going to be the end of the video. Unfortunately, I think the rear main might have gone on this car. When we had the tranny off, it looked like it was weeping a very small amount, but we couldn't get a rear main.